Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been any place else in the world and you decided to show up here. I really do appreciate it. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for being first. Yes. And Jessica Foreman, Fancy. Katie B. Um, who else is here? Mary H. Newt City Gardner. All right. And a host of friends and others. All right. And Lydia Washington is here. Okay. And Helen Marmon is here. Oh, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to do this. Hi, Helen Marmon, Carol, Peace and Joy, Emerald Derrick, Mary H. Kathy G., Ingrid Soares, Joy Amore, Connie Balmer. Someone else has been blessed with another membership. Thank you so much, Lydia Washington. Ulibi is here. I love Lydia's newfound power. I got the power. Hey. Remember that song? I got the power. Well, Lydia has the power now, y'all. There's a new sheriff in town. All right, watch yourselves. Balaji Anthony, thank you so much for being here. Brenda Gray, Tara Levette, thank you so much for being here. Or should I say love it? I better say love it. I think that sounds better. Let's see, who else is here? I get the power. Getting kind of heavy. Getting kind of heavy. That song came out back in the 90s. I remember that song. Okay, let's get on with it. I'm going to try to do a members only when I'm done with this. So I'm going to probably take about maybe even less than an hour. And then I'm going to switch over to the members only. So if you are a member and you want to stick around for that, it's kind of like an experiment. And then at the same time, there's some real talk that's going to happen. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, it was my intention to do a members only. I've never had one. At least I don't think I've done a members only before. So let's see how that works out. Okay. Okay, where is this sound coming from? Oh, that was it. All right. Give me a second. I'm closing down one of these 100 screens that I got open unnecessarily. That never is helpful. So, yeah. Okay, so that's my intention. Does it say members only? Well, I'll take care of that later. But that's what I was trying to do with that. But I don't rightly know. Okay, notify me. That's in 78 minutes. We can do that. But yeah, okay. I won't worry about it for now. Thank you guys that already liked that video. And please, thank you for liking this video. Okay, now this one is not members only. I didn't do the wrong one, did I? No, I didn't. I think this one is correct. All right, thank you for being patient while I sort this out. Okay. All right, this one is for subscribers. The other one is for members. Ah, I see. Okay, got it. It looks good. It looks good. I love it when a plan comes together. Let me see here. Oh, Connie Balmer. thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much. Oh, super chat. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. Thank you, Baron, for the work. Thank you, Lydia, for supporting the channel. Yes, yes, indeed. There are a handful of the squaddies that are also moderators on several channels. And I tell you, thank you, Connie Balmer, because Connie Balmer has supported so many up and coming channels. I have found channels that have been around for a few months, and in the comments, just as sure as the sun is going to rise, there's Connie Balmer supporting some of the newer channels. So thank you so much, Connie Balmer, because this community would surely be much smaller if it wasn't for you and Lydia and Church Nelly and Ingrid Sowers, Beverly McCaskill, and Dorothy Ross, Elaine Parker. Now I'm going to get in trouble because I know I'm missing some names, but you all know who you are, and you all have supported multiple channels, especially brand new. Nothing more encouraging, let me tell you, nothing more encouraging when you're starting your channel and there's that core of support, like that first 100 or 200 or even in that first 1,000 subscribers. So thank you all very much for making these platforms possible. And how could I forget Anastasia, who used to send me messages and warn me that there were trolls? I said, okay, you're a moderator now, so whenever you need to take care of it. And she was like, oh, I'm not sure what that is, but I'll figure it out. She didn't know she was going to be a moderator. It just happened. Someone just kind of threw it in her lap. That, of course, being me. Legs, thank you so much for being here. Oh, and how could I forget? Cookies and cream, right? I mean, there's just so many people, and I'm gonna miss a bunch of people. Please don't get mad at me. All right. I love this picture right here. Meghan in the kitchen doing her thing. And what a beautiful kitchen. You have that beautiful stainless steel, like almost commercial grade range. And then you have the, what do they call it? The farmhouse sink. Love those farmhouse sinks. And like a lot of working class, poor working class people, I haven't had a sink under my kitchen window in years. You have to go to a very vintage property to find that. Not every kitchen has that, but oh, it's always a blessing when you have that kitchen window. And let's not forget the kitchen bath. I mean, I'm sorry, the bathroom window. Even some of the newest places, they neglect to put a bathroom window. What is going on? I remember I had a skylight one time. I was on the top floor, so I had a skylight. Very unusual. Oh, and the transoms over the door. Remember that? Those are really cool. That little window over the door for cross ventilation. That is a huge plus. Okay. Meghan Markle is entering her Martha Stewart era with new Netflix show. You know what? I am willing to embrace the whole idea of Martha Stewart. Of course, Meghan is not a Martha Stewart, but um, people love lifestyle shows. People want the escape from judgment and sarcasm and some of the things that plague us on television these days. So um, I think we're going to be very pleasantly surprised by how well Megan's show is going to do. So um, people want an escape from the usual political nastiness and right versus left, and all of that is really like a poison to us in society. And for those who perpetuate that, I just don't know how they survive. They're like the schoolyard bullies that have grown up and now they want to get even with everyone, especially the royal reporters. With love, Meghan will give viewers the Duchess says best cooking and entertainment tips. Meghan is ringing in the new year by going back to her roots. On Thursday, Markle announced via Instagram that she is returning to the realm of lifestyle and home content with the new Netflix show titled With Love, Meghan. For the uninitiated, the Duchess of Sussex ran The Tig, a food, travel, fashion, and beauty blog from 2014 until she became a royal in 2017. The new 8-part series, in which the Los Angeles native shares cooking and hosting tips, will drop on the streaming platform on January 15th. So I'm looking forward to it. And there's been a lot of negativity out there about someone who is living a very privileged lifestyle, um, giving people tips and such. Um, Anthony Bourdain was rich. Martha Stewart is incredibly rich. I was a fan of Dynasty, the most highly rated nighttime soap opera there ever was. I do believe that we were all consumed by Downton Abbey. And of course, there is a Prince of the Realm that seemed to test people's patience when he decided to change the narrative about homelessness of all things. So the idea that someone who lives a very privileged lifestyle or someone who, let's face it, has money, the idea that we should try to silence them or try to criticize them just because of clicks and the usual criticism, but
King Charles III.
right, like this guy said. I got to do it. Here
All
goes.
over the TV talking about ending homelessness or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we
Now, there wasn't much criticism of that person, right? When he decided that as a billionaire who absolutely did not work for it, as a billionaire, he decided to tell everybody.
we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness or let's all work together to defeat homelessness.
Right? It really is confusing to me how they could be so hypercritical of the Sussexes when you have a whole royal family who has worked for nothing, does nothing, and without their titles would be nothing. And yet,
William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness or let's all work together to defeat homelessness.
right? And Kate telling people going through cancer treatment, you're not alone. And she has yet to visit any hospital. She has not gone to one single cancer ward to encourage people. She is not likely to do anything as far as the cancer patients are concerned. And even if miraculously she does something within the next month, 6 months, or the next year, it really is too little too late because Charles, who reportedly was still going through treatment, he managed to go out there and visit cancer patients and speak openly, not a scripted thing where he spoke about his experience. So, anyway, that being said, the criticism of our Duchess is over the top. we would not expect anything less, although we could always be very hopeful that they would just leave the Sussexes alone and let them flourish in peace. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. And it's been tough, you guys. It's been tough. And I recommend that you avoid those critical voices because I know that we naively expect, oh, this looks pretty safe. And then next thing you know, it turns out to be someone who's just as nasty as the last person. Um, you really are punishing yourself if you go into these websites or these channels or platforms hoping that someone who has always been a very negative person is suddenly going to say something sensible about the Sussexes, and in particular about Meghan. If they have been a misogynist pig all this time, don't expect them to change, right? Don't expect them to change. I mean, you see reality shows all over the place where some very privileged people sit in a room and throw drinks in each other's face, turn over tables, and have these little cliques and issues that are virtually non existent. Um, but Megan, who, by the way, no disrespect to Martha Stewart, who is not a felon, a convicted felon, um, will probably get much worse criticism than the lovely Martha Stewart has ever received. And listen, I love Martha Stewart, no criticism of her, but it is interesting how you can take someone who is otherwise the most charming person that you've ever met, according to anyone who's ever worked with her, and you vilify them, and it's open season. It's like everyone who has a platform has something to say. And usually, well, exclusively the people that have been very negative, they are, this is like the best thing that has happened to them since Christmas Day. This is the best thing that has happened to some of them since Christmas Day. Oh, this is like throwing a gift into their hands and saying, please hurry up and open this. I think you're going to want to see it. Uh, oh, let's see. Yeah, it's true. There's a block on the account, and certain words do not make it into the comment. So um, yeah, a lot of it's for our protection, and it doesn't mean that you meant anything, you know, foul or anything like that. But for our mental health, we have maintained um, Royal Sussex in a way that a lot of the language or words that um, usually cause problems, we just block it. And that is why when you go to Royal Sussex comment, you'll notice that you don't see a lot of the bad comments like you'll see in some of the other accounts because I have blocked so many words, and I'm not even going to tell you what words those are, but I have blocked a lot of that stuff, and they will write these huge essays that no one will ever see. And there's a reason for that. It is called Our Mental Health. Um, there's plenty hate channels where people can take that. So, um, not saying that that's what you were trying to do, but yeah, certain words just do not go through their filtered. Ah, wow, just wow, beautiful. Hey, Church Nelly, thank you so much for being here. I paid you a compliment not long ago, and it wasn't nobody can throw their legs up higher as long or as long as Church Nelly. It wasn't that compliment. I was saying how I was saying how you and several other people have been so supportive of these platforms early on. So yeah, nothing to do with your legs. Okay, but isn't that a beautiful image of Megan? Love that one. Who? Wait, I got to do it right. Who the hell is Ivy? You know what? It didn't line up well in the little speech bubble. Who the hell is? I can't do my for some reason I cannot do my Medea impersonation, but um, this image that you see right here of Medea, this was my fun way of introducing you to something that makes me very proud. Check it out: The Secret World of Broccoli, Carrot, and Friends. Yes, that is the book by Miss Ivy Barrow. Ivy of course. Hello, Ivy here. That Ivy. Ivy wrote a children's book, and for some reason I keep forgetting to mention it. And even worse, I forgot to buy my own copy. I'm going to be so honored to have a copy of Ivy's book. So I did purchase one about the author, a retired Chattered Institute of Personal and Development professional, a writer of nonfiction books, and a podcaster. This book series is my first foray into fiction, and in this case, children's literature inspired by my two preschool grandchildren. So, yeah, I am the proud new owner of an Ivy Barrow book. So I hope you all buy one for yourself or for your children or grandchildren. Eric Copeland, thank you so much for becoming a member of Royal Sussex. And thank you so much for being here tonight. But yeah, there you go. That is a book by Ivy, and I cannot wait to get it. So if you do not have one, make sure you acquire one. I put the link on the community page, community tab. So if you go to the community, you will see a link that will take you right to the Amazon website where you can buy it yourself. See, The Secret World of Broccoli, Carrot, and Friends. And doesn't that meal that what is that? Neck bones, oxtails. Ooh, that looks good. This Black Girl's Life says, anyone else volunteering at the Invictus Games? I'm volunteering with the media team in Vancouver. Good for you. Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, if you guys are volunteering, make sure you talk to this Black girl and let her know. Wow, that is so admirable of you. Thank you so much for doing that. You are definitely the hero of the day. And every hero deserves, wait for it. Here we go. Thank you very much. Wow. That is going to be so much fun. I'm so happy for you. Um, dress warm. You know, the weird thing is, though, is that a lot of those places where there's, snow and skiing and stuff, sometimes they're not as cold as it is in some of the rural areas around the United States and Canada. So I always say you can always take something off. So, you know, take precaution, dress well, but you may find yourself indoors most of the time. Whatever the case, it is going to be an experience of a lifetime. And I congratulate you. Fuel for Life with Prissy says this why they dislike Meghan so much is because she is naturally beautiful and beautiful skin tone. Yeah, that's she looks amazing. And the fact that there are so many days when you say, how old is she? Right? I have shared her photo with people that are not squatties. And I'm like, can you believe she's 43? And they're like, get out of here. I thought she was younger than that. But she takes very good care of herself, right? She takes very good care of herself. She has her yoga, she has her skin treatment regimen. And of course, she takes great care of her hair. She takes good care of her hair. She rarely wears her hair down. Um, she puts it in a bun or something like that. Very healthy for your hair instead of over processing it. So um, she was doing the right thing 20 years ago to look as amazing as she does now. Okay. Oh, how did I miss this one? Diane Hawkins. Oh, Diane, you've been one of those foundational members of a lot of these channels. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled over Megan's new podcast. Too bad Timu Karen's birthday might be canceled again unless somebody cares about Karen's eye busting discharge anniversary and strange plant ride home. Oh, yeah, I remember that. You couldn't see her. All you could see was this withered plant out of all the flowers that you would have thought would have been delivered to the hospital. When they left, all they had was this withered plant. There was no mention of flowers delivered to the hospital and no mention of them donating. They always make it a point to say that some of the flowers will be donated to a senior home nearby or pensioners but nearby. You didn't hear anything like that. There was no vigil. There was no mention of distraught royal fans in the streets near the hospital. None of that. It was like, yeah, life goes on, and that was the end of it. Let's see, what is that? Oh, yeah, I heard about Meghan McCain, and of course, Meghan McCain is trying to, draw people to her platform. So she said one of those routine things about there's um, there's terrorism, there's war, there's this, there's that. All of these things are going on. I'm just going to say this, not that this applies to Megan, but I do believe that if Netflix was prepared to roll out the cooking show and that it was already agreed that these, uh, Instagram and trailers were going to be released on whatever day, I'm pretty sure they didn't stop and say, uh, well, this happened and that happened. They're an entertainment company and they are giving people an alternative to bad news every day. So it may not have been Megan's call whether or not the rollout for the show would continue as scheduled. That may not have been her call. And since they're going to roll out the show anyway, or the trailer, may as well put it on Instagram. The thing is, if we stopped every time there was a mass casualty event in this country, we wouldn't have a country. We just would not have a country. So Meghan McCain, with her, very childish view of the world. Oh, and I used to like Meghan. I thought she was cool, a breath of fresh air. as Meghan McCain has gone further to the right, as she leans further to the right, she is alienating a lot of people who defended her from the right wing, right? There were a lot of people on the left that was defending her and her father from people on the right. But she conveniently has made friends with some of the people that were hypercritical of her father, including Donald Trump. Donald Trump said some awful things about her father, but that's who she voted for. That's who she supports. She has found an audience and she intends to stick with it. That's why they kicked her off The View, because even her father, when John McCain, Senator McCain, made an appearance on The View, he apologized to the other women of The View for his daughter. He so much as apologized for her temperament. She's always been like that. That is her set point, is to be some provocateur and to grate on people's nerves. So no surprise that she would be one of the first ones out the gate. Thank you so much, Beverly McCaskill. Okay. Oh, Judy Matassit, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex and also being a very long-term supporter of this channel and others. Thank you. Okay. I'm anticipating that Ivy's book is going to be such a hit. You can tell when something is really going to be big when you see the likes of Tiffany with one of Ivy's books tucked under her arm, then you know that it's a big deal. So I'm going to look forward to receiving my copy. Thank you for sharing the takedown, Church Nelly. Thank you very much. I'm going to make sure I check that out myself. Oh, that looks like it's going to be fun. All right. Okay, let's get going to the next one. Now, I have a soundbite for you. And that, of course, is coming from the Ministry of Hacks. Martin, Ministry of Hacks, he has been having a really good time lately with Meghan's Instagram and, of course, the trailer. So let me see before I do that. Tinkerbell says Meghan McCain is only known for who her father was. Thank you very much. That is so true. If she was not Senator McCain's troubled daughter, she would be nothing. She would be a big zero, a big fat zero, nothing. Thank you for that reminder. And it is also very, very true. Okay, let's get on with Martin. Morning. That's not what he says. Morning. Oh, this is a long one, almost 2 minutes. That's a long time for him.
Morning, friends. Happy Friday. Slightly different take on this one. Please bear with me, because within 2 hours of this article being published yesterday, Richard was probably crying small tears into his chicken soup because Meghan had used the power of Instagram to announce her new Netflix series. And that changes the game, the war, and that's what it is between these two. Just imagine if you were running a company where Kate was your public representative and your rival company had Meghan as theirs. How would you feel? And the point of this story, Martin, get to the point. The point of this story is, no matter how sycophantic the British media are towards Kate, William, and the non-working royal family, they cannot do anything to get them up to the standard of this person here. It's literally that simple. Kindness, joy, focusing her life on other people, getting the world to talk about the things that matter. Turns up when she wants to, mainly empty-handed, really struggles to put a sentence together on the best of days. And yes, royalists, we know Kate has had an awful year. We do not know why, genuinely, but we know she's had an awful year. But before this year, before 2024, not up to this standard in any type of way. And why is it, why am I entitled to comment on that as a British taxpayer? Because the British non-working royal family represent my country. I want them to represent my country like this, not like this. It's as simple as that. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
All right. That was Martin on TikTok for Ministry of Hacks. Now, the article is this one right here. You might remember I made reference to this where Richard Eden decided to start the year with some BS, talking about some comparison between the two princesses. And it was an exercise of futility. It was just a word salad. It had no purpose other than a very lazy, untalented writer just throwing something out there to start the new year, to say it's 2025 and I would love to have something interesting to say about Kate, but the only way that that's possible is to say something about Meghan. And do bear in mind that we know that Maureen Eden has been plied with dog treats by Kate Middleton's brother, right? We do know that Kate Middleton's brother seems to have given Maureen a lifetime supply of dog treats. And it seems like every time Maureen gets a new package of dog treats, then there's something that must be said about Meghan. And if it's not about Meghan, then it's usually about how the Middleton family should be given some type of honors and they should receive titles for their loyalty to the crown, which of course really translate into they should receive titles for propelling their daughter toward William when they realized that nobody else wanted him, right? They just had to wait. Keep her near and wait. So there you go. All right. Absolutely, Connie Balmer. There is no comparison. None. None. Even when Kate was 15 years, 10 years younger, she was not interested in doing public service in any way whatsoever. Whereas Meghan, as a child, had already committed to helping others, to uplifting other women. That has been something that she has done from the beginning. She's always been that person. Just like the whole thing, have you heard one of the commentators was making some big stink about Meghan wearing white? White is the international color of the women's rights movement, women's solidarity and independence. White is the color of the suffragettes, right? So when women wear white, it's saying, I support other women. That's what it really says. I am here to empower other women. And so, yeah, she's had many occasions where she wears white. But not one time has Meghan worn a white suit and they have referred to it as her white power suit. You know who that is. Every time Kate wears white, they make it a point in the article to say that that is Kate's white power suit. Why is that? Why is that? is that just a little faux pas, a slip of the tongue, or are they really trying to tell us something else? I think they're trying to tell us something else. It has happened too many times. Meghan just wears a white suit. Kate, well, like I said, it's always that same language used to describe her in a white suit. And here is another. Uh, let's see, devoutly yours. Is it your or yours? Oh, I think I'm missing the S. Anyway, she's also on TikTok, and she had a thing to say.
Coming out on Netflix on the 15th of this month with the People's Princess. And if you are a Meghan Markle hater, please scroll because this video is not for you. The show is called With Love, Meghan. I just saw the trailer on my feed and it's really giving some Martha Stewart vibes. In the trailer, you can see her in the kitchen, in the garden, in a flower shop, and she says, I'm going to share some little tips and tricks. And while she's baking or doing whatever it is that she's going to be doing on the show, we will also be having guests on the show, one who happens to be a co-star from Suits, but also her friend in life. I did spot Prince Harry in the trailer, so one will assume, yes, he will be on the show. Obviously, I had to Google exactly what the show would be about, and I saw this in People magazine saying it's an inspiring series produced by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And the show will reimagine the genre of lifestyle programming, blending practical how-tos and candid conversation with friends, new and old. Actually really excited for Meghan. I know there are a lot of haters that say she was supposed to be in London. She took Harry away. I don't care. This is what I want to see for Meghan, being in her own element, doing things she loves, surrounded by people she loves. And the fact that we get to go along for the ride, I'm here for it.
Okay.
Meghan, being in her own element, doing things she loves, surrounded by people she...
All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, she said what she said. There are a lot of people, especially people that followed Meghan on the TIG, that are super excited about this show. So I have no doubt that it's going to do very well. There are a lot of people that are excited about it. So that enthusiasm is definitely going to drive it to success. And take a look here. Highbrow hippie, excited to finally share this. Thrilled for you, Meghan. And gorgeous hairstyle by Hector's World. So proud. Color by Katie. Love our team. So, as per usual, Meghan has had her hair done by the best. And of course, going to Highbrow Hippie, you know that her hair is going to remain luscious and healthy. And over here, Jack Rosenberg, excited to share the new key art for Netflix. With love, Meghan. Such a pleasure shooting this. Congratulations, Meghan and team, on all the beautiful work. Proud to be a part of this project. See there? The excitement is building. And of course, the Ulla Johnson dress that Meghan wore. That is gorgeous. That is a gorgeous dress. And what is this? I can barely see. Okay, hold on. Let me try to do something about that. What is that I can barely see? That ain't helping. Oh, okay. That's better. Beyond excited for the world to see you and your magic. This is from Hard Mom. As I say, come on, it's just so good. Thank you for including me. You are the best hostess, mama, wife, and best friend. Shine bright. Stay tuned January 15th to see all the magic that is Meg. Oh, I love that. Okay. And that photo, that is, it was a video actually. And I believe Meghan was sifting flour or something like that. But if you're wondering what is that weird photo, that's what it is. Okay, let me go on to the next one. And look at there. My goodness. Konnichiwa. Oh no, you know what? That is Korean. Kamsamida. Yes, Kamsamida. Um, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, invite friends and famous guests to her beautiful California mansion where they share their secret of cooking, gardening, and entertaining. Was this translation accurate? Sure was. Of course, we all know that that was not Meghan's house, but that just goes to show the person who wrote this obviously doesn't keep up with all that negativity, all of that trash media. They just see Meghan as a person, as a human being, and not some object of ridicule or someone that you use for clickbait. Oh boy, I miss the days of Harry Reasoner and Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite, um, Frank Reynolds, Norma Quarles, Max Robinson. I miss those days. Where we are with media nowadays, it makes me mourn for what was, and very nervous and very agitated about what is and what will be. Okay. And of course, leave it to the Daily Fail to squeeze out one more big headline. That cooks familiar. That cooks familiar. Who writes this stuff? That cooks familiar. Uh, these people are going to give me gas. You know that? They are going to give me gas. That cooks familiar. Oh, that is so hokey. Let me see. What did they use yesterday? Yesterday, it was, and I tell you, for some people who do not like Meghan, they are the first in line when it comes to exploiting an opportunity. They are first when it comes to exploiting an opportunity. Oh, yeah, there it is. Meghan's Airbnb. Meghan is not the heir to the throne. And yes, B&B, as in reference to that, is a rented space. Do you know what? The person who wrote that, they probably thought this was the height of cleverness. They probably thought that was the height of, oh, Dan Rather. I love Dan Rather. Dan Rather, who reported on the Kennedy assassination, and Dan Rather, who tried to save us from an unnecessary war in Iraq. Let me tell you why I have so much respect for Dan Rather. Dan Rather obtained what he thought was a secret something report that would have helped to slow the push toward war in Iraq. He was actually set up by someone in the administration at the time, and they made him look foolish. They called him out. And back in those days, you know, that type of embarrassment, you would just resign from the network. And none of the other big shots like Tom Brokaw at NBC, and I think it was Peter Jennings or over at ABC, you would think they would have rallied support to Dan Rather. They kept their mouths shut. And Dan Rather was left to twist in the wind, and he finally resigned. But he is one of the most brilliant television news anchors and reporters that we've ever had in this country. I mean, the embodiment of Walter Cronkite. So thank you for mentioning that. But I love to tell that story because he really took one for the team and lost his job because of that. Really, even this time of year? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, let me continue here. At home with, oh, that's the wrong one. I'm over here. Sorry about that. Oh, is that bruschetta? I see avocado. It looks like, what kind of cheese is that? I don't know. I see cherry tomato, black olives. That looks like ricotta cheese, maybe. Oh, I could just crunch into that. I could just crunch into that. Oh, it's not avocado, it's lettuce. Maybe baby spinach or something. That looks so good. Oh, it's brie. Oh, that makes sense. I love brie. Yeah, that makes sense. Although I could never get brie to stand up like that. Anytime I think it's ricotta because anytime I cut into brie, it's a mess. That's why I said ricotta because it looks very stiff. Mozzarella, yeah, it could be that too. Or provolone. Provolone. I believe it's provolone. And I love smoked provolone. Have you ever had smoked provolone? Oh my God, that is so good. That is so good, especially to put it on a panini. Provolone is perfect for paninis. Anyway, I'm making myself hungry. So, where did you get your ideas from, Megan? The scene in Duchess' new cookery show that feels very familiar from Marchioness of Bath to Ladybug, Bruschetta, and even Kate, whatever. We do not live in a world where it's just one person who has an idea for something. These tricks of the trade have been around for decades. For decades. If you ever look at some of those Victorian cookbooks, you will find that there are so many things that are still trending today that you can find in a Victorian cookbook. There's no such thing as original thought. There are very few inventors that really discover something. They really just um, are hitching a ride on somebody else's work. So, nonsensical, but an example of what they do. The first article is usually somewhat positive, and then the next 12 in one day attack, 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 attack. Okay. Meghan Markle's Netflix show releases one day before heartbreaking Kate Middleton's milestone. See how they try to draw up sympathy? Heartbreaking Kate Middleton milestone. Did they forget to use brave Kate? Isn't it brave? Don't they always say that Kate is brave? Now is heartbreaking Kate Middleton? Now you got to find a description and stick to it. I thought it was brave Kate. The Duchess of Sussex hotly anticipated new show for Netflix. Well, at least they got that right. With Love, Meghan drops later this month with the release date also marking a poignant period for Princess Kate. On 16 January last year, Kate was admitted to hospital. There we go with that. For what she later called major abdominal surgery. Some people call it a hysterectomy. Some people call it an appendectomy. Some people call it other things. But for Kate, it was just a major abdominal surgery. Okay, whatever. And whilst the palace didn't reveal many details of Princess of Wales' health issue, I'm going to say alleged health issue, due to her right to medical privacy, it was the beginning of a difficult chapter for the future queen. Now, SK says, so day before Kate Middleton's planned abdominal surgery 1 year anniversary, There's stretching, and then there is toxic British media. I agree with the latter. Toxic British media. One has nothing to do with the other. Remember how they wanted uh thank you, Church Nelly. I done lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what it was. Remember how they wanted Harry and Meghan to be okay with them choosing a wedding date that marked the anniversary of Henry the Eighth and one of his wives that lost about 9 pounds from the neck up? Remember that? Oh, well, it's just a date. It's just a date. Or how about that date that marked a milestone for Henry VIII? And who was it? Anne Boleyn? How about that date that Kate decided, I guess I'll wear white to another woman's wedding? Is that the date? I think that was the date that she wore white to another woman's wedding. Oh, I have another soundbite for you. Okay, trigger alert, you guys. Do not smash your telly, okay, or your electronic device. Do not smash it.
Meghan.
And in London, are you pro this as well?
I am pro this, and I will be watching, and I will be supporting Meghan. I think that what we need to remember is that Meghan hasn't changed. Everybody else around her, including you in your program, has changed. You are very negative towards her, and I think that there are racial undertones regarding this. Before she married Prince Harry, she had a lifestyle blog called The Tig, and so actually what she's doing is she's returning to what she knows and what she's done best. And The Tig has a following of 3 million.
Right.
3
but
million.
It's whether or not. Michael's point is you can't be lectured on lifestyle by a billionaire. That's what Michael said.
She's not a billionaire.
Okay.
Furthermore,
by a multi-millionaire.
Furthermore, she look where she came from. She has worked her way to the top, and she knows how to cook.
Why don't you let somebody else speak? Hang on.
Well, what her father in the movie industry or something. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and she went to a private school and everything, so she hasn't exactly struggled, has she?
Thank you, Sharon. After the break, it's famous and everything else, including why the government's reform of the social care.
You see how that was a setup. That was a setup. This woman was placed on that show just so that whatever a pro Meghan caller said, she would follow it up with, wasn't her father in show business? Didn't she go to private school? The world, well, not the world, but people who followed Meghan witnessed her achieve 3 million followers on Instagram. They watched a very successful blog called The Tig evolve. There was travel, there was food, of course, there was wine, and lots of photos that supported Meghan's lifestyle, her lifestyle blog, should I say. There was all of that. That did not just happen. Meghan does not have a house full of servants. She doesn't have almost 100 people at her beck and call, like, let's say, a Kate Middleton, who has all of that and does nothing, who grew up in privilege and does nothing. And don't even get me started with Charles, Godzilla, William, and all the rest of the lot. They have all done very little, and they have the caucasity to say that Princess Anne is the hardest working royal because she has shown up on a handful of occasions more than the rest of them. Occasions where she has not toted a bale of hay. She has not assembled something in a factory. She has not flipped burgers. All she has to do is show up and have tea. And when she feels like it, she goes to lighthouses. That's what she does for work. Zoom calls. She has an office at the Palace of St. James where she receives visitors. That's work. That's work. You know, now more than ever, you know who we need to hear from. You know who we need to hear from.
I just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals or as, like, Kim Kardashian? Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
For me, is brilliant.
I love
the Queen.
Duty,
I love the
responsibility.
Queen.
She always worked really hard,
But
hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
But they don't pay for all of the houses. But
Just a few.
Okay, Leg says, you can't be working middle class and go to private school. Interesting that they ignore that people can work themselves into an upper class in the US. Yeah, and I would say that for every school that has been integrated, there's probably another school that has that has been filled to the rafters with students who once were public school students who miraculously their parents has found a way to send them to private school. There's a lot of people in the US that go to private schools. There are churches, synagogues, temples, mosque. There's so many types of institutions that educate or religions that educate and such. So that by itself is not some huge indictment. And because her father won Emmy for being a lighting director, there's a lot of people that work in Hollywood that are not necessarily rich because of it. Doesn't take a lot to send someone to private school, although it's more expensive now than ever. But yeah, that is an argument that she used as a way to somehow make Meghan seem like she's some type of elitist, which of course she is not. She never has been. But thank you so much, Lex, for your comment. I kind of knew that one was going to get you, get your dander up, as they say. I'd work hard too to get 12 houses. If the country paid me, I'd work. I just don't get it. I don't get any of it. What don't you get?
Ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness.
That's out of touch. Is William going to an art gallery to help homeless people? He goes to an art gallery to help the homeless. I have a lot of relatives that went to private school, a lot like back in the day, most of them went to Catholic school. And we're not necessarily Catholics, but they went to Catholic school. Some of my relatives were Catholic and some were not, but they went to Catholic school. Not very uncommon that non-Catholics go to Catholic school. Just so that we're all on the same page with this, there's Megan with what is that? Haley Duff. Check out the newest Real Girls Kitchen Brooklyn episode featuring my girl Meghan Markle on whatever that is, something TV. Is it Aura TV? I have no idea what year that was. And then, of course, there's Megan with, I believe this was with the women from Afghanistan. There's Megan at the Hub Kitchen, right? And that very difficult to see. Let me see if I can make that bigger so I can make it out. There is Megan and let me see, Abigail Spencer. Megan has been there for me and physically held me, my dearest, in my darkest hours after my dad died, after a gut-wrenching breakup. She brought me into her home and nursed me back to health. Soup and salad waiting in the kitchen, just if I needed it. Abigail Spencer. Yeah. That's who Megan is. I mean, is there anything more nurturing than being present for someone and bringing them food or serving them food in their home or in their own home? There's nothing more, I would think, supportive to someone that is in grief than bringing food just in case they forgot to eat or did not buy groceries. See, there you go. There you go. That thank you so much, Creative Life. Yulibi says, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Yulibi. And I don't tell this story much, but I was in a dollar store one time and I saw this lady buying all these supplies. And I was just like, are you a school teacher? She said, yeah, how did you know? I said, well, I mean, that's a lot of supplies. And I think I had just recently heard the story about how some of the, especially inner city school teachers, some of their students cannot afford the supplies they need, right? And I actually paid for some of the stuff she had. I said, I'll pay for that. And she's like, oh, no. I'm like, no. I said, because this is coming out of your own personal salary. So if you have been trying to figure out, what can I do to help in the community, school supplies are always in need at some of the inner city schools or even some of the suburban or rural school districts. That is something that you can do to help, not just at Christmas with toys, but it also helps the teachers because sometimes teachers want to, teach certain things and they need materials to do it, and they just do not have it available. And some of the students are unable to acquire it. So that is something we can all do if you're looking for a way to help. But thank you very much, Yulibi. Here, full of morons. Yeah, I'm so glad people are talking about the TIG. I say keep talking about it. Hello, Ivy here. Thank you, Baron, for mentioning my 2 books published a couple of weeks ago. Oh, there's another book? The Coercive Control book, 8 years of research. I'm getting that one too then. Okay. Hope to publish it later in the year. And I am going to look forward to it. Thank you so much. And also, thank you very much, Lydia Washington, for putting a link up there at the top of the chat for Sussex Global UK, where you can find more information about Ivy. Ivy is brilliant, you guys, brilliant. And you'll learn so much more about society. I guess it wouldn't be right to say anthropologist, but social psychologist type of stuff. Anyway, I'm just throwing big words around at this point, but my point is you can learn a lot from Ivy. So stuff that you can use in your everyday life, stuff that will keep you employed if you are trying to understand human behavior. So thank you for the work you do, Ivy. Let me see. What else do I have here? Megan, phone call to Hub Community Kitchen in West London, praised incredible work. Yes. I wanted to share these with you all just to make sure that in the unlikely event that anybody here on Royal Sussex thinks that Meghan has been a stranger to the kitchen, she certainly has not, but you all know that. But just as a little reminder, oh, and check this out. This is from, is it Roy Choi, who you'll see in the Netflix series. I've met Meghan, been on a panel with her, and personally witnessed her thoughtfulness and advocacy. I also love Martha Stewart growing up and look forward to a lifestyle show with diverse guests. Definitely tuning in to With Love, Meghan. I actually cropped the person who posted that. Nancy, that's who posted it. Never mind. Nancy Wynn. I have met Meghan, been on. Okay, same thing there. Yeah, same thing. So there you go. There are people excited. There's definitely a buzz for Meghan's new show. There is a huge buzz for it. So be positive and don't let all these negative people get in your head. Don't let them rent space in your head for free. Oh, who's the last one there? Oh, that is Chef Roy Choi. Yeah, who is in the photo with her there. And Meghan Markle joins a night of cooking and storytelling inspired by her first project as a royal. The Duchess of Sussex smiled in an Archwell Foundation apron while prepping in the kitchen. That's our Meghan. And we can never forget this one. Meghan Markle visited Uvalde to donate food at the blood drive and pay tribute to the school shooting victims. Meghan Markle visited Uvalde, blah, 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 donate food. Okay, that's what I was looking for at the bottom. I had no idea who she was. She was just carrying on a conversation like her and I knew each other for years. A community center volunteer reported or said to BuzzFeed. So yeah, Meghan shows up, and the only reason why she was recognized is because one or two of the reporters there noticed her. There she was with her, very casual outfit, baseball cap, and she, as a new mother, was very moved by the horrible incident in Uvalde. So she went. She wanted to do something. Like so many people that has that spirit of service She did not want to sit there and cry. She didn't want to try to make herself busy and ignore it. She wanted to go and do something, and she did. And it wasn't just that day. She has kept in touch with the family. And one of the young men of whose family member was a victim had gotten so frustrated by the fact that there was this um, big media, not big media, but the Ranger blitz of negativity, that he even shared a conversation his aunt was having with Meghan, which of course was not the most brilliant thing to do, but he just wanted people to know that there was no special reason for her to be in touch with them, right? There was no special reason. So he held his phone up while his aunt was speaking to Meghan, and he wanted to help. That was it. He wanted to help because Meghan was being skewered by these deranged people who insinuated or claimed that she was just looking for publicity. But that's not who Meghan is. Meghan, when she is in touch with someone, it's for the long haul. It is not just for that day, that afternoon. You're going to get letters from Meghan. You're going to get words of encouragement. You are going to be acknowledged on your birthday. And through some of your worst struggles, she will be there. And that is what they don't want people to know. They'd rather make those gross accusations that she just wants attention. Oh, did I do this one already? Night of Cooking? Yes, I did this one. Sorry about that. And of course, the Hub Kitchen Together cookbook, which Meghan had gone to that community center where these women that were trying to serve food according to their, halal dietary needs. She was providing, they were providing food to the community. People who couldn't afford to eat out at restaurants, people who were still living in shelters all that time after the fire at Grenfell Tower. And out of all the royals that have made a visit, Meghan was the one who not only came to help, but she really came to help. She really did put on an apron and cook. There was no camera crew involved. She had gone there for a long time, and there was no publicity about it. And when it was finally revealed, it was only because Meghan had suggested the cookbook, so that they can get enough revenue to keep the kitchen open more than just a couple days a week. So instead of doing the usual thing that the royals do, just show up and take pictures, instead of going on one of those poverty safaris like Will and Kate, she actually did something. Nope, not at all. And look at how long it took Will and Kate to go to the survivors of that incident in the UK. Look at how long it took them. And what did the first responder families get? An invitation to the Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's going to help. Yeah, Meghan is the real deal. And they know it, and they're just jealous, or they're trying to uplift those very mediocre people. And then there's Kate, who made is that a fritter? I think it's supposed to be a pancake, but it looks more like an apple fritter. And the look of horror, you see that? SK says, before you argue with anyone more deranged about how perfect the other woman is, have a look at this headline. This is the perfect perfection. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is their perfection that on the plate is what they call elegant and fit for a princess. So now you know the bar they measure their princess at. Anyway, 10 days to go. And there you can see a pancake fit for Princess Kate Middleton is elegant and blah, blah, blah. So look at that. Look at that. No, you know what? I was being generous when I said it looks like an apple fritter. It looks like a specimen. Part of it looked like it was looks like brain tissue, and other parts of it looks like pork rinds. Oh, was it a crepe or was it a pancake? Either way, it is unrecognizable. And there you go. It's the actual chef Anna Wright. Anna Wright's facial expression during this oh gosh, I can't even say it, catastrophe that always has me crying. Yeah, that always have me crying. It is the look on her face. Yeah, she's certainly not smiling. She's obviously disgusted. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is wretched. That is wretched. That looks like something you slide up under someone's bed, and then in the morning, that person has been cloned. I think I saw that in that movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, I saw that in a movie called Invasion of the Body Snatchers. All you have to do now is put it under someone's bed, and they are going to become some alien being by morning. Kate Middleton takes after Meghan Markle and dons an apron to volunteer in the kitchen. Oh, isn't that interesting? Prince William pins forward to cookbooks celebrating the Passage 40th anniversary. His help with the homeless organization's cookbook recalls Meghan Markle's 2018 charity cookbook made in partnership with the Hub Community Kitchen. They have no shame. You know that, don't you? They have absolutely none, no shame. And remember the little awkward situation where William seems to have been stirring a pot, right? He's stirring the pot and he's holding the side of the pot. There is no flame. So who knows why he's stirring, except, oh, I know, there's cameras there. That's why he's stirring the pot, because there's cameras there. Otherwise, that is probably totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. So, there we go. Okay, so there's going to be a video for members only that follows immediately after this. So I just pushed the time back another 10 minutes. And I hope some of you all that have a membership to Royal Sussex can be there. It is called Real Talk. Okay? Oh, don't you remember this? Though William's appearance today was welcome, you could see small signs of the toll recent months have taken on him. This is why we shouldn't expect a return to full duties anytime soon. There's the gatekeeper. There's the gatekeeper. And look at bruh, man. Look at bruh. Bruh is so outdone. It's just like that woman that was sitting by Camilla that time. When you showed up that day, had you known that you were going to be downwind from Camilla, or in this case, William, it's almost like you'd rather stay home. Oh, they love to use Black people, don't they? They love to use Black people. His eyes say it all. His eyes say it, and so does the, where's that lady? And her eyes are saying it. The eyes don't lie, you guys. They don't lie. Poliver girl. Love me, what was that? My black people, nonverbal. Indeed. Indeed. Sometimes, you just don't see it coming. And the next thing you know, this happens.
Yeah. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming.
There you are. So you're the only mountain here?
Yeah, I am.
Yes. Brave mountain. So how long? So how long?
She was literally gritting her teeth at the fact that she showed up and found herself sitting next to Camilla. She wasn't expecting that. Look at there. Poor woman. She cussing somebody out in her head. She is cussing somebody out in her head. Oh, well. I feel sorry for her. Not exactly the day she was expecting. You walk in the door and immediately they usher you right to a table, to a seat that was set aside just so that they can make sure that they reach out and touch somebody black and make sure all the cameras see that. Reach out and touch somebody black. Make sure all the cameras see that. Take a little time out your busy day to get close to a black person along the way. It's an inconvenience, you see. It's written all over her face naturally. That's right. Reach out and touch somebody black. Just make sure all the cameras see that. And with that, you guys, I'm going to bid you a good night for now. Members, if you're still around in the next 5 minutes, I will be there. I hope you will join. Yeah, that's it. All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you for all of the people that have memberships to Royal Sussex for as low as $4.99 a day US. It goes a long way to support this channel. So I do thank you for that. Lydia Washington has gifted a Royal Sussex membership. I don't know who the lucky recipient is, but congratulations. And thank you, Sheriff Washington. All right, you guys, thank you very much and good night. Let me see. Oh, who are we going to end with here? Okay, let's do Ginger Avenger. It's been a minute.